What's going on, YouTube? It's your favorite cancer patient. It's your boy, Trey Garage Brandon, coming back with another solid Monday start. Man, this is an exciting day. So we had a couple decent calls here. We were watching very early this morning. I posted out. We needed some back tests. The anchor free for you guys out on the X area here. We posted these up looking for the easy back test of 463.75 and 534 areas. I also noted that there was a Q's gap 1 minute on the NQ right here, 19,049. And if you're in the private group in my Discord and chatter, trade with us. Link is in the description if you want to. We said that we could have a very consolidating open push and then coming back down. And then we did actually leave two gaps here, guys. I want you guys to remember these right here for later. So on the X here, we got a nice realized profit. We did hit that gap fill that we had posted about on X. So let's get into it. First and foremost, I want to go to the Discord here for the private real quick. You can kind of see some of the stuff that we have, we post and we go through Anchor View app levels. We update orders. We update our trades, P&Ls throughout the day, all of our calls that we do live here at Boiler Room Trading in the Trade Garage. So I did make this little call right here. Is at 8 a.m. this morning, about a half hour before the market opened. We're talking about this Fibonacci playout that I had on the NQ, and this high-low structure reversal squeeze came back down, and anything above, right, the 0%, we could still loop back up. And I was leaning to the long side today, all long calls off the bounce. And I just want to catch you guys up on Discord here, as we did go through a lot of really nice calls here this morning, talked about it, a lot of members hitting a lot of hits here. And all of our positions, entries, exits, everything. And we do it live. It's not like you're waiting for pictures. We talk, we stream, and we're narrating this every minute and every second of the day that we are on in the morning. So as I left my chat here, let's go to NQ real fast and look at where we are. This is the final long target for the Fibonacci that I had posted at 8 a.m. So I figured that we were going to have a nice fake out to push here on structure. So big support here. Here's our fib box, like we always like to do. Came back down to the bottom of the fib box. So as long as we hold the 0% right here, 18,974. My first target was going to come back up and catch this gap at 19,049. Then you notice we had a perfect long back up to the 423. This is where my short scalp would come in right here, 19,113 pretty much. And you'd want to see a little bit of a back test of the 666 5 minutes. You can read here on this slow dashed blue line right here. We scooped up on that 5 minute chart. Now you look for a back test of that. Same with the 100 EMA. So you have no back test there. So with this Fibonacci extension hitting 423.60, I would short this and I would look for a back test confirmation of the 666 and the 100 EMA. So you got a good short scalp happening right now. So I think that'll be a good one. Watch this play out as we're getting some video evidence of it. So this beautiful fib that we had here this morning, that was our big reversal one. So let's talk about a couple of the other things here that we had on SPY and others. So one of the biggest indicators we had was deviation. So on the VIX, we started in a monster gap up and we were outside the deviation range. This led me to believe that the VIX would be selling down here this morning and we would have to stick long because a unnatural gap up like this, this guy's not a fib box, but I don't know why I put the B there. We're so used to it. Gap with the G. But this oblong kind of gap up here with no data, no news. If you're looking at your news for the week, we don't have anything till Wednesday, Thursday. Some very powerhouse days. Probably the biggest news of summer coming up on Wednesday there. We'll see how that all reacts. But this is unnatural. We have no catalyst for this. So this is a regular technical analysis play. We covered a ton of that this morning, saying this was all going to be very natural movement today. Fibonacci was going to work. Deviations would work. Volume. Everything was going to work very well on technical analysis. So we stayed to the long side because of this little topping action, because we're at 1.5 deviation here to the plus side, and VIX should sell down. Not really going for a gap or anything like that. I just seen, a potential sell back down. If you do pay attention to gaps, we did have this targetable one. If you did not see it, this is an unfilled from last trade day. Okay, think or swim, not getting my line there. There we go. Not a huge one, but that fill right there would have been your target because we have last trade day, a gap right here. Sells down, boom, gap fill. So again, a magnet for the VIX to give us a targetable offense. Okay, so a magnet down to that gap as we didn't quite get there Friday. So that leads us to the last little piece of the puzzle here where I said we would most likely catch a little long because of our Fibonacci structures here. And we have this orange Fibonacci on the daily, right? And I'm going to bring up another Fibonacci here. We're going to actually go over this one first. I lied. There we go. On the SPY on the right-hand side, we have this Fibonacci. This is one that I wanted to work off, and we'll go off the other one in a second. Wednesday the 5th, you notice the golden pocket on the daily chart, okay? So we fibbed out right here, Wednesday the 5th candle. It's a beautiful, it was a gap up to an instant close, common gap, same day. So a candle like this is very, very, very structurally heavy. So the boxer Fibonacci right here came up that next day, golden pocket test, golden pocket test, golden pocket test. You see where that support comes in at the golden pocket. In a bullish manner, which we're in right now, is still surrounded by buyer volume, still surrounded by that pushback up. It's just going to act as support again. So 532.71 was that long call for us to come back up to, again, some of those anchors we mentioned on X, Fibonacci we answered on or mentioned on X, and so on and so forth. So getting back into this TOS. Now remember, we also had older Fibonacci, and then we can do it on this one. Here's 6.5 again that we were talking about here on Thicker Swim. It's just easier to see on the other daily chart on TradingView, so it looks a little bit better. So we opened up, we held the golden pocket. We called two different supports for my private class here today. We said this was going to hold or this was going to hold. Support 1, support 2. Those were both in between 532.34 and 532.71. So when we get overlapping perfect Fibonacci sequences like this, I like to draw boxes, and we have a range of support. So that would be our box for the day for support. We leaned to the long side, we looked for the long, and we got just that, the long. So we're up 5,785 and 502 on the PAs. Another great start to the week. So how do we progressively see the intraday indicators for this as well? I do want to cover that MAC address and the RSI here, where I did get a beautiful higher low setup here from that pre-market. Okay, so if you look at the 5-minute chart, we came back down. We had a low, higher low coming into our box support. Notice the higher lows on the relative strength index, the cross on the MACD, having a big buy wave here, and an opportunity to cycle higher. That all matched up with the volatility index, giving us an unnatural gap up over deviation standards, which in a day trade scalping day like this with no other data, that is just a front run, right? So, and if you do take a peek at the dollar, same exact jam. So with those backtesting oscillation indicators as well, giving us confirmation bias of higher low here, higher low and cross here, MAC degradation, so smaller sell waves pushing into those buy side waves, and thus giving us a bullish momentum. And we've seen this about a half hour, 45 minutes to open, and posted about it again in our private chat. So if you want to support the channel, we trade with Apex Trading Fund. The links are in the description. You want to trade with us live as we do every single morning. Link is in the description. So stay tuned for the next recap. We'll catch you then.